Hi, welcome to Yoga with Amber Kleid. I'm Amber, and today we're going to do a practice that focuses on curiosity. So, can you turn up your curiosity full blast and tune into the raw truth of every moment with your beginner's mind fully engaged? So often in our yoga practice, when we come to our mat, this is an opportunity for us to start anew, to release anything that's holding us back, release tension, and find ourselves again. So often we come off of our mat and we feel relaxed and relieved, and we feel like we've released things. And so today, I ask that you use that beginner's mind, and with every movement, with every breath, be curious about what's happening. Be curious about what muscles are moving or what thoughts are popping into your mind. And I'll guide you along a little bit as we do our practice. But if you like this practice, please like or subscribe or leave a comment. I will definitely get back to you because I'm so appreciative of your time spent with me. So blocks if you use them. Grab a blanket for knee comfort if you need that, and let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to find a nice tall spine, lifting the crown of the head to the ceiling and just allowing the shoulders to relax into a nice neutral position. So we're not rolling our shoulders back. We're not, we're trying not to roll forward, but we want to have a nice straight supportive spine. Palms can be turned up on the thighs. And already we can begin using that beginner's mind, right? So just kind of noticing how the legs feel in the position that you choose to sit in. I always say it doesn't have to be cross-legged. It can be in any position that is comfortable in your body for your ability. You can notice how the neck feels. Maybe you're doing this after a day of work, sitting at your office chair, or maybe you just woke up, so we're feeling a little stiff. Just noticing we're not like, oh my God, my neck is so stiff, what the heck? Let's try to keep that stinking thinking away as we move through our yoga practice today. But more so, like, wow, okay, so that feels a little tight. What is it that will feel good? What is it that I can do to help find some relief or release? And then perhaps we move the head around a little bit and we work through some very gentle stretches. So if you're up for it, go ahead and play around with that. You can do circles with the nose. Or you can just simply look side to side. And then let's go ahead and come back with head over heart, making sure we're holding on to that integrity in our spine, lifting nice and tall. And let's take 3 deep breaths together, please. So we'll begin the breath in the belly. We'll do 3 breaths in the belly, and then we're going to progress so the breath moves up. But let's just start in the belly. So big breath in. Let that belly button move out, filling it up like you're filling up a ball with air. And then let it go. You can sigh it out. You can breathe out through the nostrils. Let's do that 2 more times. And release. And being curious, 1 more time, at how the breath feels. Does it feel a little tight at this point? Or is it easy to fill the belly with breath? Good. Just come back to a normal breath. So on the next inhale that we do, we're going to bring the breath, fill the belly up, and we're going to let that breath come up past our diaphragm. So we're going to do that 3 times as well. So when you're ready, breathing into the belly, filling it up, and then letting it spill up past the diaphragm. And you might feel your low ribs start to kind of widen a little bit and activate. And then as you exhale, release it opposite. So from the diaphragm into the belly, belly button to spine. 2 more times. Coming back to a normal pace of breath. Just noticing how the body feels. Notice if anything tensed up, maybe in the legs, maybe you felt your shoulders start to rise to the ears a little bit, and just reset. And then this time, as we breathe in, we're going to move past the belly, past the diaphragm, and into our lungs. We're going to let our ribs really expand. And this time, the shoulders might raise a little bit. So when you're ready, breathing into the belly, diaphragm, and chest. And chest, release. Diaphragm, belly. 2 more times. Use your full inhale and exhale. Good. Soften in the body. Come back to your regular breath, whatever that means to you. And let's go ahead and close the eyes if you haven't already. And just kind of notice again how the body's feeling. Are we holding tension anywhere? Do we feel like we've softened a little bit? And then let's open up our arms nice and wide, maybe taking a deep breath as you do so. Find some brightness in those fingers as you spread them out wide, maybe making little fists and then spreading the fingers out, activating a little bit through the hands, and then maybe bringing the fingers together and then pointing them forward and then opening the hands back. So we're working through our forearms a little bit more here, getting a little bit more agility in the wrists. The wrists. Awesome. Let's rotate the wrist just a little bit here. Cool. Go ahead and relax the arms down and let's do some shoulder rolls. Inhaling, breathing up, and exhaling back. Being curious as we feel sensations in the body. And we're not necessarily looking for answers here. Let's go ahead and switch directions. Like I said, we're just kind of exploring with that beginner's mind, you know, kind of finding that excitement again of doing things for the first time. And relax the shoulders. So we're going to do a twist, but we're going to do a 3-part twist. We're going to take it nice and slow. So please draw the elbows into the waist, and we're just going to bring our palms out in front of us like we're serving up an offering or a meal, perhaps. So what we're going to do is take an inhale, and we're just going to move our low spine, so twisting from the low spine, and we're just going to move a little bit. So maybe your right hand is going to kind of move to the outer side of the right leg. It's as far as we're going to go. And then we're going to take an inhale and we're going to come back. And so we're rooted down in our low belly. Take another inhale and then exhale to the opposite side. And letting your arms kind of be like a guide, like if you're bowling and you're new at it, so they put up those little bumpers. So kind of consider them like little bowling bumpers. And then inhale back to center. Let's do that one more time each side. So you'll exhale to the right. Inhale to center, connecting to that core. How does that feel? And then exhale to the left. Come back to center. And you may not feel anything at that point, but that's okay because we're gradual, we're using our beginner's mind, and we're exploring. So this time we're going to move up into the middle of the back. So shoulders relax, right? The shoulders and the arms and the hands are staying in the same spot. We're not rotating the shoulders back or anything like that. Take a nice deep inhale. And then rotate from the middle of the back, and you might come a little bit farther. Like I can look down and see that my hand's about 2 inches farther than it was. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. We're going to do this one more time each side. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale to your left. So using my beginner's mind, I'm noticing that my left side, when I twist to the left, it's much more open. So let's do this time as we twist, and we are going to lead with our shoulder this time. So we might be able to go back a little bit farther. Please notice your ability in the twist and make sure that you're not twisting farther than it feels good. So when you're ready, big inhale, and then leading with that shoulder, maybe even lifting a little through the spine, we twist to the right. Inhale back to center, and using the left shoulder, twisting to the left, and then back to center. One more time, each side. Exhale to the right, back to center, and to the left. There we go. Come on, back to center. Let's breathe the hands up. And exhale, left hand down to right knee, right hand behind. Let the breath go. Relax into that tailbone, lifting through the spine, letting the crown of the head reach to the sky. And breathe. Noticing the breath, noticing if it's easy or difficult to breathe in a twist. Notice how the low back feels, how the legs feel. And then on your next inhale, we're going to rainbow our hands up. Big breath in and exhale to your left. Same thing. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind. Settle that tailbone down, lengthen through the spine. And find your breath. Awesome. Let's breathe the hands up and float them down. We're going to do circles here. Inhale, big breath up, opening through the chest. Let's do it again. Big breath in and up. Noticing the effort that it takes to lift the arms. One more time. Big breath in and up. And exhale. We're going to go ahead and switch directions. Breathing in and up. How does it feel to open the chest? Breathe in and up. And exhale down. One more time. Breathe in and up. And exhale. Release. Let's go ahead and release our legs. If you're sitting up on a block or a blanket, you might move it out of the way. My block's a little bit taller than the normal sized blocks, so it's not very comfortable for me to sit straight legged on the block, but if it's fine for you, then awesome. So we're gonna flex our toes. We're gonna make sure that our knees are not down on the ground. If you're lifting your heels, chances are you're hyperextending through your knees. We don't wanna do that. We don't wanna stretch out these tendons behind the knees too much. It can be painful. So lifting through the spine, and you can move your little fleshy parts underneath your sits bones if you feel that would make you a little bit more comfortable. Relaxing the shoulders back, and we're just coming into this Dandasana pose, our staff pose, and hands can come down to the ground. As a matter of fact, if you have shorter arms like I do, blocks could definitely come in handy here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my palms into the ground, straighten out my arms, and straighten out my spine. My legs are engaged, so curious beginner's mind, what's happening here? So looking at me, maybe you might not feel or notice that, gosh, doesn't look like she's doing much. She's kind of sitting there. But every single muscle in my body from the neck down is engaged. And so that's what we're looking for, is engagement through the whole body. Pulling in my belly muscles, lengthening through the spine. Arms are engaged, legs are engaged. Let's pause and breathe. And just notice what the body feels, what it might be telling us. 2 more breaths. And then on your next exhale, relax the arms, let the legs rotate, and you can rotate them from your hip bones here. Let your feet relax. Yeah. Nice. And then go ahead and bring your hands behind you, and we're going to just do a little stretch through the front of the body here. So drawing the soles of the feet to the ground, pressing them into the earth. We're going to lift through the chest. So if you have shoulder issues, make sure that you listen to your shoulders and see how they're feeling. If you don't have shoulder issues, it might feel good to hug the shoulder blades back towards one another and lift up through the chest. If the shoulders do not feel good in this position, just lift up through the chest. That's okay. Let those collarbones spread out nice and wide. Deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. Good. Let's go ahead and come on to our hands and knees. And again, you can use your blanket if that's going to feel really good to you, with a little extra knee support. We're going to press our hands and our tops of our feet into the ground, activating the body. And let's just play around a little bit with our cat-cow. So we're going to drop the belly down. Gaze comes forward as you breathe in. Your sits bones, you're going to spread out behind you. Hips are lifted. And then as you exhale, pulling in that low belly, being curious of that sensation as the spine rolls all the way to the neck. And you're pressing into your palms and getting a nice stretch through the upper shoulders. Neck is relaxed. Breathing in, dipping the belly down. Go ahead and exhale and play around with a few more sets using your own time and your own pace of breath. Awesome. So come into tabletop position. We're going to walk our hands forward, and we're going to drop into our puppy pose. So dropping the chest towards the ground, our hips remain lifted. Dropping our forehead down to the ground so we get a nice little stretch through the shoulders here. Belly is pulled into the spine, nice and active, and pressing into the knees and the top of the feet, tops of the feet. Take 2 more breaths here and see if you can kind of make the breath move into the space between the shoulders, and be curious on how that feels. The opening of the rib cage, giving that heart lots of space. Good. Go ahead and start to bring the hands back towards you, coming into your tabletop position. We're going to draw our right leg forward. And let's go ahead and bring our right hand to our right thigh. And we're going to draw the left hand up into the sky. And reach to the right, allowing for a nice stretch into the hip flexors. And then we're going to bring the left hand out to the side to your shoulder. Take a nice deep inhale, and we're going to dip it underneath our right leg. And then inhale, bring it up. And this time we're going to lift to the sky. And then exhale underneath the right leg. One more time, breathing in and up. And exhale. Good. Breathing left hand to the sky. Go ahead and meet it with the right. And let's rest here in our low lunge for just a moment, being curious of how the legs are feeling. Noticing with the beginner's mind, like, I know my stability, my balance is always different every day. So noticing how I can make myself feel a little more steady with that beginner's mind. You know, we got to start from somewhere each and every day, each and every move we do. Let's take an inhale. And we're going to exhale and just swing the arms back and take the hips with you. So we're going to stretch through the front part of the leg. And then inhale forward. Crescent lunge. And then exhale down. Stretching through the front of the body. Toes are on the ground. Inhale, reaching high. And last time, exhale, we're going to bring the hands down to the ground, lift the toes, coming into your full runner's lunge. Point and flex the toes. If you want to here, you can use blocks for balance under your hands. Then we're just going to take both hands to the inside of the leg, swing it on back, and do the old switcheroo, bringing the left leg forward. And then finding a nice steady position here. Go ahead and bring the left hand to the left leg this time. And our right hand is going to reach out from the shoulder. And once you feel that you're steady, that you've got lots of activation in the legs, remember setting up with that beginner's mind. Maybe this will work, maybe that'll work. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to reach right hand under left leg. And then inhale, bring it up, opening through the chest this time. And exhale through. Inhale up, and noticing all the muscles that are working in the legs, in the spine, in the arm. Bring it up. Left arm's going to reach up to meet the right hand, and we pause and we notice. And we reevaluate if we don't feel comfortable. And then when you're ready, we're going to take an inhale and exhale. Swing those arms down, stretch out that leg, toes are pointed forward. And then inhale, coming into our crescent lunge again, bending that front knee. And exhale. Inhale, bring it up, crescent lunge. And then this time, bring it on down. Lift those toes, coming into your runner's lunge. Point and flex. I'm a little tighter on this side, so it's going to help me to use blocks to steady myself a little bit more in this position. Perfect. So let's go ahead and bring both hands to the inside of the leg. We're going to draw that leg back. Bring the palms of the hands to the ground. And I love, I think one of my favorite things is to get myself ready for the downward facing dog. Turning the toes under and just being really curious. There's so many muscles that get activated in this shape. So I invite you to, start by pressing the palms into the ground, gripping with the fingertips, turning the elbow pits forward, rotating the shoulders back and down, hugging into the low belly, and then start your ascent up, lifting through the hips, relaxing in the neck, hugging that belly to spine, and then walking your dog, bending the knees. And we're going to walk our feet forward. Tiny movements, walking to the front of the mat. Resting the soles of the feet on the ground, letting the sits bones spread once again to the back corners of the room. And you can do that by rotating your thighs inward. So you might be in a ragdoll position. I am not, just because that pulls a little bit of tension into my low back, so I'm in more of a flat back position. And I always remember too, if you have any kind of heart conditions, you don't want to bring your head below your heart anyway. And you also might want to look forward towards the horizon. So let's go ahead and take an inhale. We're going to bring the right hand to the sky. We're going to bend that left knee a little bit, and we're going to reach the right hand up, and we're going to kick that right hip out, relaxing our shoulders. And just noticing what's going on in the body. Are we stretching a little bit through that right hip? How does the arm feel? How does your neck feel? You might want to look down if it is a little too much to look up towards your fingertips. And then we're going to take an inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to float that right hand down, and we're going to inhale the left hand up. And take a few breaths here. Noticing, exploring. And then as we exhale, go ahead and release down. Pressing into the heels, we're going to rock ourselves back just a little bit. And we're going to draw ourselves up, connecting to the glutes and our low belly muscles. And then we're going to breathe the hands up to the sky. Curious about the expansion in the lungs, in the low back. And then exhale, hands back down to thighs. And this time, hands come up forward. Maybe we find a little back bend here. And exhale, hands are going to sweep down and around. Bring them up. Scooping up that energy, and then palms together. Exhale, hands to heart space. Relaxing the neck. Closing the eyes if that feels comfortable. And then feeling into the soles of the feet. As we find our Tadasana or mountain pose together. Taking a few deep breaths, softening the skin on the face. And being curious to how you feel in this very moment. Noticing what thoughts might pop in, meeting them with kindness and compassion, whatever they are. And then here is where I will leave you today to explore the rest of your day with curiosity and a beginner's mind. Thank you so very much for spending this time with me. Namaste.